first. And he got him. Fastball, blew it by him. 1-0 pitch. Curve in there. Good spot by Eric. He's hitting. Let's watch the change-up curveball. Stenhouse way out in front. Oh, man, he was going to hit that a mile. Padres need one more big one to grab this. In the air. Not very deep. Coming on is Tony Gwynn, and that's the ball game as the Padres and Eric Shaw wipe out the Montreal Expos here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Eric Shaw coming up with win number 14.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we find ourselves back at the Olivewood Memorial Cemetery. I was doing a video on Travis Alexander and Jody Arias, and another person came up while I was out here that had a pretty interesting life. Now, this was a ball player that was born here in Riverside, California. His name is Eric Shaw. It looks like Eric Show, I know. But Eric Shaw, see, even I'm confusing them, was a San Diego Padre. He made it to the big leagues. He made it to the show. Shaw made it to the show. That's hard to say. Played for the San Diego Padres. I'll go over the years that he played. He also played for the Oakland Athletics. He went to college out here, won a college divisional World Series championship. I believe it's the Highlanders is Riverside's team. And also battled substance abuse like so many other players. But he was a pretty interesting guy. He majored in physics while going to college out here in Riverside. So we're going to go locate Eric Shaw, final resting place. So I've made my way in. So coming from the 91, you make the right. Let me show you how to get here too. So you see that handrail, and then over here there comes this little roundabout. So from the roundabout, you park, well, I kind of parked far, but you can park right there and then make your way up. And if you see these trees and that gentleman standing, just walk down the area, and this is where Eric Shaw is buried. And he has beloved husband, cherished son of generous heart and rare understanding. Now, what makes Eric interesting if you're a baseball fan? I grew up, well, in the 80s. I was a Padre fan before being traded to the Dodgers later in my life and living in the LA area. Eric Shaw was a San Diego Padre pitcher. He was quite good, too. He actually holds the record for the most career wins of 100 wins as a San Diego Padre, a record which I believe still stands to this day. Another thing about Shaw, he pitched in the 1984 World Series where the San Diego Padres ultimately lost to the Detroit Tigers in 5 games, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, he had a pretty decent pitching career at that time. I mean, getting paid nothing compared to what they're making now. I mean, he would have been millions upon millions nowadays, but his teammates, for the most part, had good things to say to him until a little bit later. And I was just looking at Eric's memorial marker. It's a nice picture that he has there. Remember him? Another thing about Eric, too, his dad was quite rough on him. He was not only physically, but verbally abusive to him when he would have bad games. And he was also known for, when Eric was in his college years, to be sitting in the stands telling Eric what pitches to throw until eventually he was asked to knock it off or he'd be ejected too. So his dad was a bit obsessed with playing ball, even though Eric made it and he did not. So quite sad. Another thing about Eric too that's kind of cool is that Eric actually was the one that gave up, well, he surrendered Pete Rose's 4,192nd hit that surpassed Ty Cobb on the all-time hit record, which is kind of a really awesome thing. He was a serious guy, from what I've been told, or what I've read. Like I said, he was a physics major. He was a smart guy, very smart, but he also had issues with drugs and alcohol, which is too bad. And it was said that he was also a jazz guitarist, and when the team would finish playing wherever they were on the road, he'd go down to the hotel bar, start jamming with the house band, start playing jazz guitar with them. So who knows what he was up to? Probably maybe had a few in him. Who knows what he had in him? But
Shao frequently found himself in the eye of the storm. He was pitching in Cincinnati the night that Pete Rose broke Ty Cobb's record.
Center, there it is.
And when he sat down on the mound during the celebration, it angered Cincinnati fans.
We wasn't trying to be disrespectful to Pete Rose at all. You know, that was an Eric Shaw thing.
BNSF rolling on by here off Central Ave. In his career, his win-loss was 101 to 89, ERA of 366. Had 971 career strikeouts, which is pretty impressive too. He also, on 7/7/87, he hit the NL MVP, Andre Dawson, if you remember him, in the cheekbone playing the Chicago Cubs. Oh, these bugs are too much. And started a bench clearing brawl against the Cubs. But yeah, no, Eric Shaw's pretty impressive guy that died way too young, that is for sure. But since I was over doing another video, I kind of wanted to show this since I was a Padre fan, baseball fan all in all. These Nats. Now on to what happened to Eric.
The night that he died, he came to one of the seedy sections of downtown San Diego, where drugs are easy to find. He ingested large amounts of cocaine and heroin, which he then washed down with a six-pack of beer. He was in trouble, and he knew it, and he called for help. He was taken to a drug rehabilitation center, but it was too late. A month before he died, Shao checked himself into Rancho Labrie, a drug treatment center in the hills east of San Diego.
He was determined to get help. He was determined to get well.
Tuesday, March 15th, Shao checked himself out and went home to see his wife, Karamia, and Elizondo. It was just hours before his final binge, yet he seemed like the old Eric Shao.
Sorry about the train once again. So on March 16th, 1994, Eric's last team that he ever played for was the Oakland A's, and Eric was missing games. He was showing up with clear signs of he was under the influence of something, and they eventually said, okay, we're going to cut you. Before that, the Padres paid him his $250,000, cleared out his contract, got rid of him. And so he was going back and forth with alcohol abuse and some other forms of substance abuse. So he checked himself into a facility down in San Diego where I think he did like 30 days. And then he got out, came back to the facility a day later and said, hey, I need to get checked back in. I was up all night doing cocaine, heroin, alcohol, and I think something else. And they said, all right, we'll get you back in. So they got Eric back into the rehab. And so he was back in his room. And the next day, on March 16th, 1994, they found Eric at the rehab next to his bed, dead. So he passed away at such a young age, too. Very sad. So, with that being said, I am getting low on coins. So Eric Shao, that made it to the show, the big show, MLB. Rest in peace, bud. Not forgotten. Out here in Riverside. Return to Riverside.
Coming into this year, Dawson just had not done much at all against this fella. A lifetime average of 0.91, 3 out of 33. Look out! Dawson is hit by the pitch.
He got hit.
Dawson hit by the pitch. It's sailed up and in.
He might have got it up.
And Dawson is down. He did. I think he was beamed by that ball.
Out now. The umpire is telling him to get out of there. Go to the clubhouse.
Yep. There is Cordy Scow.
There goes Dawson.
Oh, Cordy Scow.
He's going to get him now.
Dawson is after Scow. He heads toward the dugout. Dawson heads toward the dugout and is met at the top step and is being pushed back. Scow was headed back into the dugout up the runway as Charlie Williams was pushing him off.
Now I need to get heading on. Got somewhere else to be, but Send me a message about Eric. Shall not show, as it looks. Send me a message. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'm back on flat ground now, thank goodness, in my sandals. And another balloon following me. Oh, this one's not following anybody. Just a smiley face balloon. You know, I watched Grim Life Collective, and I think Michael was the one that said memorial parks have the flat stones and cemeteries have the erected ones. I think that's true. I think that guy would know if anybody. So, yeah, Grim Life, thank you for the tip. And with that being said, please consider subscribing. Like this video if you like this video. And got plans coming up where I will see you next time.
We ask, please, for a moment of silence.
It was fitting in a way that this year on opening day, when the Padres decided to memorialize Xiao's years in San Diego, they chose not to show him gripping a four-seam fastball, but his Gibson, as he played a jazzed-up version of Take Me Out to the Ballgame.